Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Thursday, October 24th, and the energies in the day adds up or reduce to number 6 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. When it comes to the spirit animal, we are guided by the bear energy in the reversal position. And this is my second time trying to do today's message, as there was a lot of distractions when I was, first trying to do it. And the bear coming out in the reversal position brings me to, so with the bear in the upright position, I always look at it as seasons and cycles. And in the reversal position, it brings me to an interruption when it comes to the flow. So I personally feel like when it comes to today's energy, it is so easy to get distracted by all different kind of things. But the overall feeling that I felt when I tapped in today's energy is overthinking things. It's like trying something or starting something and feeling the need to scrap it and start over a bunch of different times when it's perfectly fine the first time because it's authentic the first time. Of course, when it comes to work and certain things that are expected of us, we want to deliver the best to our ability of what is expected. But when it comes to today's energy, I don't get that. Instead, I get more of a nitpicking type of energy, and Jupiter amplifies today's vibe. And when it comes to the nitpicking energy, the energies in the day adds up and reduce to number 6 vibration. So the number 6 is ruled by Venus. So Venus energy is strong today, and today is Thursday, ruled by Jupiter. So Venus and Jupiterian energies, to me, coming together brings a lot of emphasis on the things that we value. What is it that you value? What's important to you? These could be actual things or it could be actual ideas. When it comes to the number 6 energy, also big emphasis on relationships, romantic connections or platonic connections, but overall the way how we relate and connect with others. The number 6 energy can cause us to be super hard on ourselves today, as certain things might come up and you just feel a little bit more vulnerable than normal, or you feel a bit more flawed than normal is what I would say. The day being the 24th, the number 2 is nurturing. It's feminine and sensitive energy. The number 4 is foundational security, stability, but the number 4 energy, like the number 2, could be sensitive also, but sensitive for a different reason. The number 2 energy could be sensitive in the sense that I think of the number 2 as a unifying energy, and the thought of being alone could feel incomplete for the number 2. And the number 4 energy deals with stability and security. So imperfection when it comes to the work that we do or how we're seen, and the security around that could create negative emotions when it comes to the number 4 energy. So when it comes to today's energy, big emphasis on connections and status. Connections, titles, status. Status as far as where you are in relation to your peers, or how much you've achieved or how much you've not achieved, or how much time has gone by, and where you are in relation to where you think you should have been based on your goals pertaining to the amount of time that has gone by, or some of the things that come up for me. And with the bear energy in the reversal position, it just brings me to not being prepared. But when it comes to today's energy, I feel like the lack of preparedness might not have to do with necessarily not having enough resources in order to be prepared, but instead for me it has to do with focusing on the wrong things, getting distracted and obsessing over the wrong things. Jupiter energy is the ruler of the day. Jupiter is at 20 degrees retrograde in Gemini, and Jupiterian energy, I'm loving Jupiter in retrograde because for me with Jupiter in retrograde, it's amplified certain aspects of my life and giving me more than enough context that will allow me to make changes in my life. Because I feel like in order for us to make real changes in our life, two of the things that stand out in my mind, but there could be other reasons that can help people to really make a change. But for me, pain can cause some people to make a change, and just having enough information pertaining to a thing. It's like with all the information you have, it's like, how could you know better and not do better is what I think with Jupiter's energy. And with Jupiter in Gemini, of course, depending on where this is in your chart, is going to look different. But when I just think of like basic Gemini traits, I think of like information, how we inform others and how we inform ourselves, and Jupiter bringing a lot of context when it comes to how we inform others and inform ourselves. And for me, informing ourselves is not just the information we consume, but that's important because Jupiter is going to amplify things to help us see how the information we're consuming is supporting us or fighting against us, what we need to consume less of or more of, depending on our goals and, you know, how we want to feel, the experiences that we want to have. And also too, when it comes to the foods that we're consuming, I feel like Jupiter's energy amplifies that also. And we're starting to look closer how certain foods, how the body reacts to certain foods opposed to others. I feel like that's something that's amplified for others also. And I say food because I look at food as information. Food informs the cells within the body. So I feel like Jupiter's energy is giving us more context where that is concerned also. And the last thing that I think of, you know, if I'm only thinking of a few things, is Gemini dealing with family, dealing with familiarity, dealing with our local community, our siblings, the people that we spend a lot of time with at work. When I think about those environments or just the people that are in close proximity to us, we're gaining a lot of information where that's concerned also. And I feel like with the information gained there, it's a matter of boundaries. It's a matter of boundaries, but in certain situations, it's time for a change on a whole. It's like overall time for a change, or maybe the need to implement more boundaries. And Jupiter is squaring Saturn in retrograde and Neptune in Pisces. So with the square to Jupiter, and this square is ongoing, and it stands out to me because I feel with this energy, we can no longer smooth over things that are challenging, act like we don't see what we see, because with Saturn and Pisces, you know, in retrograde, things are slowed down so much to where we, like those rose-colored glasses that we'll choose to wear, we're seeing things so much more clear through them. And from seeing things so much more clear through them is creating challenges with Jupiter and Gemini, as we're also seeing our interactions with others and the roles that we play. So major transformation when it comes to the things that we're consuming, the way we used to probably lie to ourselves before, overlook certain things, see people and just a lot of things through the eyes of possibility and potential. Saturn retrograde squaring Jupiter in Gemini helps us to see the reality in things and not the potential anymore. So I think of like, say, maybe you had an ex or old friend that would come in and out of your world, or you come in and out of theirs, and you guys would do it for years now. And with this transit, all of a sudden things are slowing down and you're starting to question the dynamic of the connection. You're starting to question how this affects you, whether it's good for you or not. I think with this transit, it helps us to come to the realization, if we're going to consciously do something about, you know, the connection and take things to another level, or if it's time to just walk away. And consciously doing something brings me to, you know, everybody involved gaining enough context pertaining to the dynamic of the situation to decide if they should walk away or not. And this could be with a romantic connection, like I said, or it could just be a friend. With Jupiter and Gemini making a square to Saturn, it brings me more to just someone you've known for a long time, someone you've known for a really long time, someone who is a part of your immediate world. It could be in some case, because in some cases it doesn't have to be someone that's a part of your everyday world. It could just be someone that you've known for a really long time. I say that because with Gemini energy, I also see Gemini with somewhat of a seniority type of complex, because I think of third house, and third house for me, some of the things about third house for me is about family, yes, but also people you may not have chosen, but they've been, you spend your days around them. You spend a lot of time around them. So over time, they just grow on you. And it's more about seniority because you've known them for a long time and they've grown on you. And it's not so much that you've chosen them. And I feel like with Saturn in retrograde and Jupiter in Gemini, we're taking a closer look at these people. And it's like these connections, it's like we're no longer just going by seniority and, like I say, potential. We want to see a deeper truth a deeper truth in like, what is the real meaning for this connection? When it comes to the tarot, we have the Tower, and I love that the Tower energy comes out. I love that the Tower energy comes out because I'm a big fan of Tower. I'm a huge fan of the Tower energy. And I'm a huge fan of the Tower energy because for me, there are times when I'll put the Tower out on my altar whenever I'm in a space in my life where things just feel unclear. And I know things could feel unclear because maybe life is pushing me in a certain direction, but I'm holding on for dear life. And I'm fully aware that sometimes, our own minds could play tricks on us, or depending on where we're standing in a situation, we might not be able to see the whole picture. So I'll say, what's for me will be for me. And I'll put the Tower out on my altar. And if something's supposed to fall apart, then I'm open to it falling apart, because I know that once it's fallen apart, it's going to create space for something else. And my thing has always been, I would love to know that something isn't for me sooner than later. And I feel like that goes to friendships, connections, everything. Where, how when it comes to connections, a lot of the times we show up with our representative because we want to put a good foot forward. But as I mature, I realize, I challenge myself to show up and be authentically myself, especially show up with the things that are really important to me that I used to once hide. I used to once hide, like my love and my interest for occult topics. I used to hide that, but now I show up with it. I lean in with it because it's better to find out that someone, doesn't like you sooner than later. So yeah, the Tower energy for me brings me to being thrown out of something. When I look at the card, this person looks like they were tossed out of this burning building. But I look at how in this card, the building is still in good standing. So it's not even about the building, but it's about the person needing to get tossed out. And for me, getting tossed out brings me to, needing a new position, a new perspective, needing to see something from a different angle. With the Tower energy, it brings me to something coming to an end. And with today's vibe and the energy is adding up to number 6 vibration. Today's one of those days where it's so easy to be super hard on yourself about absolutely nothing, but in the moment, it feels like it's right. It feels like it makes sense. It feels like it's justified. Today's one of those days where it's like, say you're with your mom and you're with other moms, and the other moms are talking about whatever's happening with their kid, and all of a sudden you start feeling like you're not a good enough mom, or you're not doing enough, or your parenting could be better, or you need to make more money, you need to do this. It's like that kind of energy I see in today. And I feel like it's so necessary because It's so necessary for this Tower energy to happen because the bear came out in the reversal position, and this in the reversal position brought me to stagnant energy. So it's like when it comes to today's vibe, something can happen that feels like it turns your world upside down, but it's really releasing you and setting you forward, really releasing you and setting you forward. The moon today is a part of a T-square. The moon is in Leo, and the moon in Leo, Mars in Cancer is a part of a T-square with the sun in Scorpio and Pluto in Capricorn. So the moon is the inner world, the inner conversation, and in Leo creating a square with Pluto and Capricorn. I think about how the moon energy in Leo is a moon that is expressive, one that wants to be friendly, one that wants to be talkative, but the sun in Scorpio and Pluto in Capricorn are more intense, private, controlling, dense type energies. And with the moon where it is, it brings me to this conflict that some of us might be feeling when it comes to what's happening within us and who we identify as, changes that are happening when it comes to our career. And it just feels, so I think of the person who on the inside might want to, create a certain kind of career for themselves or a certain lifestyle. It's like on the inside, you're dreaming about this ideal lifestyle or ideal way. But then it's like, when I look at the T-square to the moon, it's like, but when I look out into the work world, I don't see how I could turn that into a career, or I don't see how that would even be realistically possible. And then the sun in Scorpio brings me to the thought, like, that's not possible for someone like me. Like, I need to be more realistic. So something about the inner world conversation for me feels like it's being overwhelmed by all of this energy that's saying that you need to be more realistic. And in fact, that's not true. Like, keep dreaming, because dreams are a blueprint to reality. It's just a matter of when you dream the dream, own it, and expect it to play out and get up every day and work towards it. And for some of us, like, depending on other things we have going on in our lives, it feels impossible to get up every day and work towards it. So this is where we write the dream down and we look at how we can organize our lives and get our lives in order so we could create space and opportunity for us to focus on the thing that really matters, because it is very possible to create a life for yourself where you don't need a vacation away from your life. It's like, think about that thing that you do effortlessly, that you enjoy doing, that you would do for free, but you happen to get up and get paid to do that thing. You don't need a vacation away from a life like that. And it's very much possible. And when things come up in today that might make you feel like you're being unrealistic to have those dreams, dismiss that feeling. I love how the moon in Leo, though, is positively aspecting Neptune in Pisces. And with Neptune energy retrograde in Pisces, it's supporting that dream energy. It's supporting that imaginative energy with moon in Leo, where you're seeing yourself larger than life, even though there are other forces around you saying you're being unrealistic about this. You're not. You're absolutely not. Hey guys, I want to share with you 7 benefits of getting a numerology natal chart awareness coaching session. The first one is understanding your internal programming. The second one is becoming more clear about your purpose and passion. The third is setting goals for success. The fourth is awareness of strength and areas of improvement. And the fourth one was foundational for me, because whenever you're aware of your weaknesses, no one can use them against you. And when you're aware of your strengths, that makes you unstoppable. And that is why I say self-awareness is a superpower. The fifth benefit is removing obstacles. We first have to become aware of a thing in order to remove it in the first place. The sixth benefit is understanding relationship dynamics. We don't have to change the people in our lives. We have to become aware of ourselves and start from there, and everything changes. And the seventh benefit is upcoming transits, if that's something that you would like to look into because you're planning for something or you just want to be aware. So if you're interested in booking a numerology natal chart awareness coaching session or learning more about it, the link to book or the link to send me an email for questions, or both within the description box below. If you'd like to check out my Patreon where I share exclusive content, the link to check out what's happening on Patreon is in the description box below. It is always a pleasure sharing these messages with you. Before you go anywhere, please let me know you're here with me by dropping me a white heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.